Now it's time for us to hoop our materials. Always use the smallest hoop that you can for your project. It will save you on stabilizer in the long run, and also it makes it a lot easier to get a really good drum-like texture to your fabric so everything stitches out well. Everything I say about the small one is true about the large one, so let's just focus on the small one right now. This piece inside here is removable, and it is used to help you center your fabric and make sure your stitch out is going to be exactly where you want it. There is a very thin layer of film on here. You can remove if you'd like, or you can leave it for now, and if it gets dirty later, you can remove it as well. This goes in one way. Even though you can put it in other ways, you only want to put it the way where this picture looks like the thing you're looking at. So the arm is over here, and this is over here. This is the way it would be in properly, and you want to make sure you do this if you are using this. We don't need it for this project, so just toss that to the side. When you get your hoop, it's all going to be pretty tight so everything holds together, but you will have to open it in order to get some fabric inside. To loosen it, you just screw with your fingers right here, and the center part will fall out. So when you are hooping your fabric and stabilizer go here, and this goes on top. Right here we have a triangle and another triangle here, and this means you know that the hoop is going the correct way. Even though you can technically fit it in this way, it doesn't fit as smoothly, so you want to make sure you are following those arrows when you put it in. This white piece here is the quick release. It makes it so you can quickly add some extra space in the hoop to get your project in and out. It also means if you're hooping the exact same stuff over and over again, you never have to adjust your screw. You can just adjust this part. And this is our microchip computer connector. If you are ever using spray adhesives, you do need to cover this to make sure it doesn't get anything on it, because if this is not clean, it cannot connect to the computer. To put your material in, you need to make sure that you have enough to go around and completely cover and go out on all sides. This time I am using this no-show mesh stabilizer because my fabric that I've chosen is pretty lightweight and kind of a pale color, so I don't want the rough edges of a more solid white or another color showing through, so I've gone with this mesh no-see. Put that on top, this on top here, and then knowing that I already have my triangle lined up properly, you can always move things and check. Lay everything on top. Slide this in and push from away to the side that has the screw. Now I'm struggling here a little bit. That probably means my screw is a bit too tight still. I'm struggling more than a little bit. So we're going to open our screw just a touch and try again. Lay everything on top, start away, and push towards. Oh, this one's going to go in. See, smooth. There we go. So let me give you a quick example. See, this is hard to come out. This is exactly the way I want it. Let me use my quick release here, like I would be done at the embroidery machine, and then I can take it out. So I'm going to close my quick release, and I'm going to make this like really big so you guys can see what's too easy. Lay my fabric over it, make sure my triangle's still in the right spot, and right there, oh, that just went in. And if I try to pop it out, it pops out super easy. So that is too easy. It is absolutely okay to re-hoop things several times. It will help you get a better feel for what you want. So start with edge farthest away and push, and it should struggle just a touch. And when you pull this, it should not just come out. There should be some resistance. So then you would put this in the embroidery machine, and when you're done, you're going to open this and everything will release right out. Once you have your project in the frame and you know it's not popping out easily by pulling the fabric, you can check the screw and tighten it just lightly. If it moves a little bit, you can tighten it, but don't just really pull and turn it. It's meant for the lightest touch. If a light touch will make it tighter, go ahead. If you're moving it more than a little bit, you probably didn't have it tight enough to begin with, and you should just adjust this and start over trying to hoop it. What can happen is if you are adjusting this a lot, you can end up getting a fold or a pleat right here where the edges have come together, and that can cause some distortion in your fabric. So as much as possible, you want everything to go in right the first time, or just the slightest adjustment on here when you're done.
Beyond fabric distortion, worst case scenario, if you over tighten, you can actually break or crack your hoop. So be very careful when you are screwing that only the lightest touch, and if you are really turning it tight, you are liable to break it. It's better to just re-hoop instead of pulling that screw very tight.
When it's time to put your project in the machine, make sure that your presser foot and needle are up. Because we're in the embroidery mode, you will need to crank it by hand and not just press the up and down button. When this is all the way to the top, you know the needle is all the way up. The microchip is going to go towards the back. We slide our hoop in, tuck our fabric under the foot, and align everything. Then we're just going to slide it backwards. If your presser foot doesn't quite pass this, you can always lift it up a little bit farther. Then just guide your project back straight and it will click into place. If you're feeling any pressure while you're pushing it backwards, try to line it up as straight as possible so you're not torquing it at all.